You get tested
Yeah.
with your character by going with people with disabilities. But on the other hand, they also make you realize how beautiful life is. Do not give up is really my word of advice. Have faith in your son that just because they have a disability doesn't mean they have a purpose in life. So it takes a lot of determination, motivation, hard work, patience, focus. I can go on and on. My advocacy is really for awareness, inclusion, integration into the community, because I just know that if we include them in the society, we become better people.
So hi, how are you? We are in your gorgeous resort here in Zamberwood. Tell me about your resort. How did it come about?
This is actually a house built with love. It started with my son Julian. He is a person with autism. We live in Singapore and we decided, you know, it's about time we put him in an environment where he's free. So everything that we are doing here in Zamberwood is actually activities that we have learned when we were living in Switzerland, because they nurture the soul.
Before all of this came about, what did you do before Zamberwood?
So I thought I wanted to see the world because it was just second nature to be curious, right?
Yeah,
and
of course.
And I thought I would go and see the world for a couple of years. I joined Cathay Pacific, went to Hong Kong, and never came back.
Wow. It's like me coming here to the Philippines. I left Australia and never came back.
Yeah.
When did you meet your husband?
I met my husband in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And I actually met him on his second day in Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
So,
You snapped him up quick.
And at the time, it was, you know, a lot of people were just going to Hong Kong when they're young and starting a career. Mm-hmm. And that's how we met. And, you know, he's a private banker. Mm-hmm. And when we got married, we decided that if he gets posted abroad, that's the time that we leave Hong Kong. So, yeah.
Okay, and so you're living in Singapore at the moment?
Correct.
That's correct.
Yeah. Yes.
What other countries did you live in before you settled in Singapore?
So we met in Hong Kong. The two
Yes.
boys were born in Hong Kong. Then we moved to Geneva, and then Singapore, then Miami, and then Geneva, and then again back to Singapore. So we're in Singapore now.
You were traveling around a lot with the three boys. Was that
correct.
hard for you before you decided
It was
to settle
very
down?
uprooting your family and living in a foreign country where the language is not even English is very difficult. So it's really adjustment. But the real adjustment is really to have a special needs son.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Because how old was...
he was 2.5 when he was diagnosed.
I mean, talk to me about that. What was going through your head?
It was like the end of the world for me because, you know, when you have children, you have so many dreams for them. And then when you are diagnosed with a special child, what's going to happen to him is really what's going through my mind.
Long term, right?
Yes. I cried the whole night the day he was diagnosed and probably a couple of weeks after.
Right.
But then I said, hang on a second, the problem is here, so what are we going to do? So I started researching on what are the best therapies for him, what could be done for him. So I did everything. Really, I did. I mean, it was a very expensive exercise, but as a parent, you will do everything to recover your son. Can you believe it? He was 2.5 years old. We were doing 8 hours of therapy at home.
I was going to say that would be quite exhausting just inside an office for that long.
Exactly. But that's when a lot of frustrations came in and the depression, because when you're doing something with him and it's like, why can you not do it? It's so simple. For goodness sake, we've done it
So many times.
so many times. And how come you can't?
Well, they're just wired different to us, aren't they?
Yes, and he gets frustrated as well because why am I so angry? So at this point, my husband said, you can't work as a therapist because this was really depressing me. So I work as a supervisor for the program. The thing is, what normal children would learn naturally. For an autistic child, you have to do everything. Everything. I am not kidding. You know, simple things like look at me. You know, it's almost like unreal.
Right. How did you overcome such a thing?
I think my really my faith helps me a lot. I meditate every day, despite a lot of things in life. There's so many things, there's so many blessings that you cannot take for granted. So that really helped me, and I just felt like, you know, with God, everything is possible. And there's a reason why I'm given this task, I'm given these challenges, because now I can say it really has made me a very strong person.
How about your husband and sons?
I'm so blessed to have a very supportive husband. He's very committed. I mean, like all husbands, he's very busy with his career.
Of course.
But he helps me a lot. He's very supportive emotionally. And the children, the two boys, at a young age, they know that Julian needed most
They
help.
had that sixth sense, right?
And they didn't mind me doing so many things for Julian. And now I can say that it made them very strong as well and very independent.
Autism is a lifelong condition, you know, so how did you accept that?
With difficulty.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why I'm probably doing what I'm doing now, because at a very young age, I've always thought, what's going to happen to him? So my motivation has always been, I must find a way to make him happy, to make him sustainable.
To make him independent.
To make him independent.
Yeah.
Because one day, I'm going to go, my husband's going to go, my two other boys will have a life. It's been a lifelong thought for me to find a solution for Julian to be semi-independent, hopefully independent, and be happy.
It's been such a huge journey for you,
Right.
you know, living in so many different countries, having a career. What made you decide to come back to the Philippines?
I have left the Philippines for 30 years, and I never thought I'd come back. But
Here you are.
God gives you purpose to do things. It was a very difficult choice for us, honestly, because I did not want to separate the family.
Right.
But maybe it's about time to go back, because Filipinos are naturally caring, and I come from Zambales, and my families, they're very supportive, and I know it's very important to have family support. So that's how we decided it was time to come back.
What was it like for Julian to come back here?
Oh, it probably took him about a couple of years to get
Right.
adjusted, seeing me and leaving again.
Because it was more, you guys were living more in a city environment.
Correct.
Correct. So now he's, you know, engulfed by all of this nature and
Absolutely.
wilderness.
That was actually the motivation, because in Singapore, it's a city. It's, you know, even if we lived in a house, very small garden, it's still, he screams, and the neighbors will wonder, like,
What's happening.
What's happening? It was just so stressful for the whole family. So we thought, he's 18.
Okay.
It's about time for him to have a new life.
And what a big change from I mean, now it's resort business, right?
Right.
You also had to learn a new business.
Absolutely, yes,
Right?
yes. It
How was
just
that?
came about.
You've done wonderfully, by the way. This place
Oh,
is absolutely
Thank you.
spectacular.
It's almost like, you know, it's an incidental business, because, you know, it's our home, and we decided, why don't we open it up as a resort to help sustain Julian? And in the beginning, it was our need to go to a place whereby, you know, people with disabilities are accepted. So that's how we envisioned it.
came, yeah.
Yeah, that's how we envisioned it. And everyone working here in Zambawood, they were trained by our therapists to attend to people with disabilities, because we wanted everyone to feel comfortable to come here, you know?
Zamberwood has just completely evolved from an organic farm. Tell me more about that.
So we are a social enterprise because we decided to give employment or to help the minority in our society, which are the people with disabilities, by giving them employment.
How does that work?
We work with Rotary Housekeeping and Barista Academy by San Juan, managed by San Juan Central and Uptown, Mandaluyong Uptown. They're very capable trainers over there, and they basically do the rote or the everything that needs to be done with housekeeping and preparing coffee. Because we actually opened a coffee spot as well, just outside, right
lovely.
in town. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, that's true.
Tell me what the challenges are working with people with special needs.
Obviously, you need to be very, very patient. It is something that, you know, when you teach them something, you have to do it over and over and over again. And after doing it for a month, don't be surprised if, like, how come, what happened?
You have to do it over again.
But that is the reason why they have to be included in the society, I believe, because by doing so, you learn to be patient. You learn so much compassion. You learn kindness. You learn so many things within you you don't even think you're capable of.
Would you say they're the rewards?
The reward in that sense that they make you a better person.
Right.
My advocacy is really for awareness, inclusion, integration into the community. Because I just know that if we include them in the society, we become better people.
Has social entrepreneurship always been one of your goals?
Our goal has always been to find a purpose for Julian.
Okay, and then it led down this path.
Yes, exactly. So if I'm doing it for Julian, and if I can do it for another 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, why not? If I make a difference to their lives and to their families by giving them fun, purpose, and dignity, that's our tagline, by the way. Just because you have a disability doesn't mean you cannot have fun and purpose in life.
True.
And definitely by having employment, you have dignity.
Okay.
So this is how it is evolving. With what we are doing with Julian and focusing on all the activities like farming, housekeeping, barista, arts and crafts, baking, and culinary, we decided that without skills, people with disabilities will not flourish, is awareness. And I always tell company, do you know that when you are employing people with disabilities, autism in particular, they're very committed.
Yeah.
They will not stand up until the task is done. They don't steal, they don't lie, it has no meaning to them. And most importantly, the work is so precise. They'll do excellent job.
They're so meticulous.
So, yes, absolutely.
So Julian's here as well. He's working as well.
Right.
Correct?
He works very well.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Yeah. So he's adjusted now.
Oh, very
You know,
much,
so
yes.
this is his home. How was it when you had to leave Zamberwood and leave Julian and go back to Singapore?
Oh, it's very depressing for me. I used to cry all the time, and I know, why am I doing this? But in all separation, everything in life takes adjustment. So, and he got adjusted as well. I think for me, I can manage my emotion, but for Julian, my God, he'll scream and rip, and for days and days, and it couldn't work out. Why we had to leave him here.
Right.
But now he's used to it. Now it's like, bye-bye, Mama, to Singapore.
Oh, nice.
This farm is really just for Julian, enough for him to do things, activities. This is Trica. Yes.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
They're fine. Can you tell them? What are you doing, anak ko? What are you doing? Pick up the
Picking up
chili.
the
Okay,
chili.
show us. Can you show, Trish? Ooh!
Oh, wow.
We're going
So
to
many.
cook that in the pinakbet, right? You'll cook later. Sige, pick up more sili, anak ko, please. So what we have here is vegetables for the pinakbet family. So we have sili, we have okra, we have eggplant and things like that.
Where do you use the produce for the farm?
We use it to cook vegetables for the guests.
Look at him, he's so focused.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. You should see him when we plant. He's so macho. He has the wheelbarrow.
Ah.
He digs the soil. He pulls the weeds. He does a lot of things here.
All right, Julian, how much chilies do you have in the bag there?
Can you show?
Can I
you show
see?
the bag, Julian? There you
Wow. Okay, look. You want to go cook? Let's go cook? Okay, let's go cook.
go. Good job.
What are we cooking here?
Julian, what are we cooking here?
Nothing.
Good job. That's your favorite, right? Yes. And what are you chopping now?
Eggplant.
Eggplant. Did you plant the eggplant?
Yes.
All right.
So what's the first step, Julian?
What's the first step? Go. Oil. Tell them. This is
The all.
the oil. Good job. Put the oil and make it until it's hot, right? Okay. And then after the oil, it's... Tell them. What's that?
Garlic.
Garlic. Good job. Good job. Wow, we love a lot of garlic, right? That's our secret. So when you try our pakbet, everything is crunchy.
Okay, oh nice.
So,
You have Julian here, you have your two sons in Singapore.
in Singapore,
How
right?
do you find that balance?
With difficulty actually.
Yeah.
It's really finding the time to spend time with them is a challenge.
Okay.
And of course, I also have a husband who needs my attention and my support. So to keep that balance is challenging, but everything is prioritizing.
Yeah.
What is important.
Yes.
So family will always come first. So, and at the same time, I don't actually forget myself because
I'm so
I
glad
still-
you said that. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
if
feel
you don't
I-
take care of yourself, well then how will you take care of others?
I need to
you
take
know?
care of myself first so
Yeah.
that I can take care of them. So I also need my space, and that's how we keep the healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Actually, for the whole family.
Well, and Julian seems to have his second family here. The
Yeah.
staff here are absolutely amazing. You can see how much they
Yeah.
love him and cherish
That's
him.
that's his second family. They're all his friends. They go to the beach, they have barbecue. It's part of his routine also. It's part of their routine to make sure that they socialize with Julian.
Okay.
Good job. Mix it very well. Yeah.
And he's such a wonderful young man. He's so charming.
He is very charming
Yeah.
and he's so sweet.
He's quite focused at the moment on the cooking. Good job.
Good job.
Looks
You want
good.
to- you
Smells
want to make it
amazing.
like this, like that. Really mix it very well, right? Good job, Julian.
Are we
Very good.
putting chili in
Oh,
this
yes.
today, Julian?
Julian, we forgot the chili.
We were picking the chili
Yes,
outside earlier.
We forgot the chili earlier. So how many chilies do you want, Julian?
How many?
5.
3. He wants
3?
3.
Can we do 5? Can you cook how many chilies we have? You want to put all of that
Fine.
in the pakbet? Good job. Mix it properly. Good
You know,
job.
I've never cooked this before, so,
So
you're
it's easy,
teaching
isn't
me
it?
something.
Yeah. Isn't
Yeah.
it easy? You just-
Yeah, super easy.
Good job. Okay, put the pag-oat now. Mix it very well, okay?
So is cooking a form of therapy? For Julian?
Yes, food
Yeah.
preparation is form of therapy,
Yeah.
and not to mention it's very nutritious. So everything is actually for people with autism, with disabilities, it's recommended that they eat organic vegetables, organic food. It helps in their mood. It helps, of course, with their health. Okay, are you happy with that? Yes.
Can I join you and eat as well?
Yes, good job.
Thank you.
Okay, one for you. It's hot, okay? Yeah, and Tricia will do it. Yummy. Okay.
Yummy?
Yummy,
Yeah?
good job. You're happy with the vegetable? Yes, good job. So
Yummy.
that's
Really nice. You can cook for me anytime.
good job. So I'm glad you like it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I am teacher Ninyo Ricky Tumajang. I'm a special education specialist and I'm working with children with exceptional needs like autism, ADHD, Down syndrome, and other developmental delays. When I met Ma'am Rachel Harrison, she introduced to me about her vision, creating community for adults with exceptional needs, integrating collaboration with other professionals with the community that is fun, have purpose, and healing. I was able to see it here in this place.
There's a lot of PWDs around Zambales. Our experience was more of, they were very receptive, they are so interested, and they really are excited with the programs that are going to be offered here. We're training now barista and housekeeping for the PWDs of Zambales. Yeah, we teach autism ASD, autism spectrum disorder, as well as the deaf. So we have a lot of deaf graduates who are now gainfully employed in cafes, in restaurants, and even hotels. And we are so happy that she has accepted our deaf and our PWDs to have that training of internship here in Sambawud and also in her cafe in Julian Coffee Spot. She's so energetic. I don't know where she gets her energy. She's so driven and she really is a doer. So she's an action person. She has a lot of ideas, but it will not stop from ideas and dreams. She will really actually do it. I appreciate more the PWDs. I look at them equally now. They're differently abled, I must say. So it's like people are different and you just have to see people in a different light. So it's influenced me to look at people of what they're able to do and not what they are not able to do.
Sambawud has come such a long way. And how is your advocacy and your foundation going?
The foundation, we set it up last year.
Yeah.
So this is now the big challenge for us because the foundation is there, of course, for the Arts and Skills Training Center. So we're now in a stage whereby we want other people to come and help us. We can't be charity.
Right.
We have to be sustainable.
Okay.
So we would like other companies now to come in and support what we're doing if this is something that touches their heart.
What about your vision for the special needs?
In the long term, I would like to have a community with people with disabilities because they can really live together harmoniously, but of course with the support with the people around them.
So what are the challenges achieving that you're finding at the moment?
I can only talk about the Philippines, okay? So if you have a person with disability here, they tend to keep them in their homes. The sad part, I can say the sad part, is I'm really determined to help other families as well who are in this situation. What I need to do as well is to educate the parents.
Right.
Because they don't believe. They say, he doesn't talk, how can he work? So I said, this is the reason why we are here. Why don't you allow them to come and try? Do not judge that they cannot learn.
Oh my goodness.
For me, that's so sad. And for me, the more I am determined to say, I'm going to prove it to you that they will be able to farm, feed the chicken, feed the pigs, and
I feel
and
like
do so much.
that is such a great lesson that so many women, mothers, people in this situation can learn from you.
We can't all be doing the same things. And the things that they do, menial jobs that they perfectly do, are the things that most people are not interested in doing.
Yeah.
So we have to reverse it. Why don't you allow them to help us? So people think that we help them because they're disabled. No.
But it comes from you, right? It has to come from the family. It has to come from, you know, the mother or the father,
Right.
you know?
And we don't actually treat him differently.
Yeah.
We don't, you know, everything we do, he does. He's a black run skier.
Really?
He's a very good biker. He skates boards.
Uh-huh.
He's a very good swimmer. He can dive. He can do so many things because we push him.
How can these challenges be resolved, do you think?
Yes, spreading awareness and educating the people. Actually taking them out into the world and experiencing them. And just people seeing that it's okay for people with disabilities to get out in the society.
Right.
Because usually people are ashamed
Right.
and scared, which I can agree with that, because but they scream and they can be scary. So, to resolve the challenge, I think we're brighter than them, so why don't we learn how to accept them rather than they adapt to us, right?
But that starts with community and government, right?
Right.
They're the people who...
Absolutely. But I'm also aware that it might not be possible for the government to have a lot of support with
Right.
the things that I am doing. So it is imperative for families to be involved,
So mothers and families.
mothers and
Yeah.
families, and actually people who have been touched by people with disabilities, they come in to help, and that's how it starts.
Right. I know that it hasn't been easy, but you know,
Yeah.
you can definitely see the fulfillment that you get from Julian.
He's actually the most loving.
Yeah.
You know, he's really my baby forever. My two other boys, they say, come give me a hug, kiss, done.
Right.
But Julian, he can sit here and I can really hug him and kiss him and he doesn't get annoyed. For me, as a mother, he's my baby forever. I am so happy.
Yeah. It's like who's nurturing who, right?
He's nurturing me. I need love.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave for Julian?
For Julian, I would really like him to be happy. For me, if I have given him a purpose in life, and in the end, he is happy and made a lot of people happy, by being with him, I've made my purpose. Yeah, that's all that I want the world to know. I've loved.